If you're new to running and don't want anyone to know that you're a beginner, here are a few sure ways to make people think you're a runner even when you're not. But first I have to say that this is just my personal preference and take this whole video with a grain of salt. Alright, the first thing in order to look like a runner is to have the right running outfit. For example, your socks cannot be too high or too low. If you're wearing ankle socks, it just looks unpro, and if your socks are too high, it can look weird too. I find that the perfect sock height is to just come up a bit above the ankle. But who knows, maybe 5 years from now, the trend might be back to ankle socks again. But for now, ankle socks are not pro, and they also encourage chafing and abrasions around the tongue and heel. And another important point about compression socks and cuff sleeves, I think they are fine, but I'm not a fan of wearing just one side. So if you want to wear compression socks or cuff sleeves, make sure you wear both sides. Also try to match your socks with your shoes as much as possible. If they are the same color, then great, it looks very seamless. But as a general rule of thumb, your socks should not be brighter than your shoe color. So that means your neon green socks will not really match with your black shoes. Because as runners, you want your shoes to be the main focus, not your socks. I'm also not a huge fan of luminous socks. Well, if your shoes are also luminous, maybe that will work. You can also look more like a runner when you dress to the training session. If you're going for training, I'm seeing a trend where runners wear sleeve t-shirts rather than singlets. Only if it's a race, then runners will wear singlets. I thought that was quite interesting. In terms of shorts, it's very common to see runners wearing high-cut shorts because they have the most range of motion and you don't want any of that material rubbing against your skin. Also, I think tights during races or training does not really matter as long as they are comfortable for you. Oh yeah, another thing, when you race, please remember to tuck in your shirt because it looks more pro and is also more aerodynamic. A few important gadgets to tell if you're a serious runner is that you use a GPS watch when you run instead of your phone. Right now, GPS watches are becoming cheaper and cheaper, and even the cheaper watches comes with more than what you need. If you want, just get a basic GPS watch. Which costs less than $200, and that's probably gonna have your pace, distance, time, essentially what you need for to track your run. And if you want optical heart rate, music and multi-spot features, the price may go up above $300. But right now, I think a good enough GPS watch with optical heart rate function, Garmin 225. Or if you want something that looks better and a bit more recent, you can get a Garmin 235. Both of these watches are less than $200 to $250, so if you're serious about running, do consider getting yourself a watch because that's how you're gonna track your progress. Alright, so on to headgear. I think that wearing a cap, sunglasses and even a headband are cool, and make sure that your sunglasses sit outside your cap and not inside. Finally, the most important way to look like a runner is to run like one. I'm not saying that you have to be fast, but runners can tell if you have decent running biomechanics. If you have good running form, that means you have worked on your running form and you're not a beginner runner. Basically, you have to look like you have a pop in your stride and running relaxed and definitely no overstriding. For more details about running form and technique, you can check out my video on good running form. How to look like a runner is much simpler than looking like a cyclist, since all you need for running are just some pair of trainers and you're good to go. But for cycling, you have your jersey, helmet, shoes, bike kit, bicycle, jersey, bib shorts, and everything needs to be cool in order for your whole image to look like really nice. And also, it just so happens that cyclists pay more attention to their kit than runners. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Stay healthy and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye!